Welcome to the first Bazaar video in my channel, and this is from the tournament from last weekend. This was the first game in the tournament. We played Dually, and as you can see we started with a money start because I'm still undecided between item and money start by Dually, but because it was a tournament I wanted to go the safe way. I didn't want to restart when I have no good enchanted item, so we went with money. And my goal was to get a weaponized core, get it low, get a 3D printer, and to get fast items for it. As you can see, we will probably go a little bit of a different way than I hoped we would, but in the end it turns out even stronger. The first fight is just the monster with the crit chunks. We try to get the skill here, or the items, the fangs, because the fangs are really fast and can be used right and left of the weaponized core. Yeah, the tournament was it was the first tournament for Bazaar. It was kind of nice. It made fun. In this first one, we managed to outrun the enemy quite a bit and run away from all the broken builds, I think. So we got the fang in the end, which is a really nice 3-second item. So you can do a lot of damage with it when you have the weaponized core. Right now in the beginning the pulse rifle is one of the strongest items for the first days, but as soon as you have the crude tools and core, you don't want to use it anymore, because as the core itself it's tech, and the crude tools only allows one tech item to function properly. So the first enemy of the tournament is a legendary player. Obviously at this time we couldn't have outrun anyone. So he has kinda a really good build. Like, he has the weapon core, the weapon store, whatever this is. This thing that boosts your damage and your shield if you have 3 items of each. So he doesn't have the 3 shield items. But as you can see, even without, he started with an enchanted item. He has a lot of shielding and damage from the item, so we stand no chance. Especially because we didn't even manage to fill our board completely. So we keep going for the weapon skills here, because as I said, our goal is to go with the weaponized core. And one of the better items here is the Uzi, because it's a really fast item. So you want to use it with the weaponized core later to boost it, the speed of the core, because every time you use an item on the left side it triggers for 1 second. So we bought the railgun, which is triggered every time you use a tech item, because right now we still have the railgun is a medium item, right? The left wing is a, I don't know, this big item that was broken once and isn't good anymore. So we just use it for this fight and maybe a player fight, but even that is unlikely, because we will get the core now after this fight. So we basically only bought the item for the fight, because it's a lot of damage and early on it's not bad. So we can upgrade our Red Firefly and our Uzi here. The Red Firefly I really like as an item, because it's triggered for slow and for damage. This way we can have it next to the slow grenade and a metronome, and the metronome next to the core, and then it's like hypercharged and going like crazy. So at this point we got the tanky Anki for a little bit of defense. The damage, the weapon core will buff the tanky Anki, and the tanky Anki will give us a little bit of survival here. We still use the gun, because until we get the crude tools it's a really strong item, and I even wonder if it would be smarter to have it on the left side to buff the core, but it gets so much damage from the core and it wants to be next to the friend, and I really want the friend on the right core for way more shielding. Right now we have the problem, we run into an enemy who has poison, but luckily it's only a little bit of poison and mainly a damage build, and so our shield holds and we get the first win for a 1-1 on day 2. It's really important that you don't run into a lot of losses early, because it can get really hard to win versus the picks in the very late game. We buff our core for 10 damage, because I always try to buff the core as high as possible, and we find the crew tools, which means the pulse rifle is gone. So right now we are looking about the fastest items we have. The Firefly right now is not getting boosted, so it's not far at all, and the question is only, do I want the Fang on the right or on the left side of the core? I always buy the memory card and play it against at least a few, mostly one monster in the PvE fight, to boost it like 1 or twice, and this way we can give the core like 2 or 3 more damage, and we will lose no money at all, because it will get the value when it goes off. We sell it for the same value that we bought it for. So we bought it for 2, we sell it for 2, but the core get 2 damage for free. A little drink, and we beat the next monster. I often play with easier monsters in this tournament, because I'm really scared about losing a PvE fight and then falling way too far behind. Here we see the drill. The drill is a good item when you have ignition core, but with weaponized core and right now nearly nothing to trigger it, it's just not worth it. The Tanky Enki, buffed by a level, gives from bronze to silver, gives us a reduction by 1 second. And here right now I'm thinking about going for items, because I don't have 10 gold for a good skill. But I really want the skill, so we will play again another day with not a full board. Because the skill has 2 items for 3 seconds when we use the first large item, and for now we have a large item. And you see me play for the day a lot, so I always try to win the day. And yeah, maybe later I don't have a large item anymore, but right now I'm still thinking, well, I could get a 3D printer, which is the best in slot for this class normally, and this way we will trigger it anyway. So this opponent is like nearly unbeatable for us. He has a lot of shielding and a crazy amount of heal and a crazy amount of regen. So we can do whatever we want, and he will just poison us to death with his little bushel that is enchanted. You see us losing a lot against people with an enchanted item start, but it's always a gamble. He could have gotten like 3 really bad items, and then he would have gotten totally screwed. So over the tournament I will play a few different styles. I will play with the money as well as the money start. Here I was thinking for a minute if I want the 2 gold per day or the encounter. The encounter has a chance to be a fight, which would always be better in my mind, but 2 gold this early, we still have 9 wins to go, and we could have gotten like screwed by the event chain, so we just went with the income. Okay, here's a skill that gives us crit chunks when we use a tool for adjacent items, and the crew tool is a tool, basically the only tool we have, so for now we play it next to the core to give the core a little bit of crit chance. And I also put it next to the Uzi, but I'm not sure if it's not better to be next to the Fang. It depends if we ran out of ammunition. Okay. This skill right now for us are not the best skills, but I don't want to spend 4 gold to reroll, so we get the little bit of crit here. And right now I would use the fire, the fire for the freeze. Freeze skills are way stronger than you would imagine. In the late game, when some people can kill you in like 3 seconds, freezing their main item for 3 seconds is literally doubling their speed. So it's always crazy to have them for late game, and in early game they also can give you a head about the opponent. And so we have another day with not a full board. It becomes right now a meme that we get no board full, but this opponent doesn't seem really strong. He's going for a slow build certainly, but he has like no real advantage to going for slow. So he's slowing his whole board, but what is this doing for him? Like, he has nothing that gets anything out of it. So he just slows and speeds up his own board completely for no value at all. So don't play the item that slows your own board if you don't have items that benefit from you slowing. Okay, here I'm totally broke and I still go for the 10 gold chocolates. I really am a fan of gold chocolates, especially early on. 150 life is such a huge boost. So I will spend an arm and a leg to get the gold chocolates to get ahead with my life. So we got a little item. So we finally have a full board. It's not a good item. It's the item that gets more burn as more tools or relics you have, and for each tech item it gets a second above longer, so it gets a second for our core. But right now it's better to run it than running no item, and it's a little bit of burn. It makes a burn stick on the enemy, so it's not the worst at all, but it's obviously not a good item. You see us quitting sometime. That's coming from the crude tools and the quit chunks from there. So, shield enchanted item. Right now I'm thinking about if you want to maybe switch it in another item because it's enchanted. So let's see what we get. And we got a shielded virus, which is obviously horrible for us. So we will definitely not run that. But we might try to roll it another time with the Mandala guy. And hope for another good item. The nuts would be a second crude tools here. Having a second crude tool means the core goes down for another second. Right now it's on 7 and then it would go to 6. So an upgrade to gold would make our core 4 seconds with just 2 crude tools. So right now we don't use and we don't sell the item therefore. And here we have a problem. Every item offered is, yeah, you see, every item offered is a tech item. I'm thinking about upgrading the shield enchanted item because I want to reroll it, and I do it. The problem is, you normally want slower, lower level items to reroll when you want to get a crew tool, because crew tool is a bronze item. So you have a bit better chance to get a crude tool when you reroll a bronze item, because the pool of items it can become is smaller. So we lost a lot of games and now we ran into this enemy. And to me this feels like some old ghost of a player who played earlier and then the tournament started, so he abandoned his run and just closed off his board and went for the tournament. I'm not sure what this is. Like, he don't have a lot of money, he has no items. Like, if you compare this to the crazy opponents we had earlier, who totally killed us, and here is another day of gold chocolates for us, so another 150 life on top for us. This time I think we will go with the event chain, the mountain pass, and it gives us a monster fight. This is very nice. You see from the 2 gold daily we got earlier, our, well, I would say our money getting right now is good enough for us to get gold chocolates often. So without getting the 2 more income earlier, we probably wouldn't have gotten this or the last chocolate at least. So I think overall it was a good decision. This enemy fight can be tricky because he does get a lot of regen if you don't kill him fast, but with a scaling weaponized core you should normally easily beat him. So, still thinking about the 3 monsters which we want to fight here. The white one has a lot of damage, so it can be tricky. The middle one has reloading items, so when you use an ammo item you reload the ammo item to the left of it. And it has a plasma grenade. So we go here, we want the plasma grenade, and if we get the jury rigger skill and later we get the plasma grenade, we could upgrade we could use the skill with the Uzi and the plasma grenade next to each other to reload the one item. But that's like very rarely happening. So you see, I get the skill and we will see if we will ever use it. The core now is gold, which reduces the time further, and we got another mandala, we reroll, and we got the nuts. A golden shielded crew tool, which is absolutely bonkers, because we also got our core to gold, so the core baseline is now 6 seconds. And the core is now down to 4 seconds, and because we used feather earlier, it's now down to 3.9 seconds without any further cooldown reduction. So crew tools are really nice. That's why you use a 3D printer, to get 4 crew tools, and therefore I have the core really low. So this is still the game we are playing for. We want the 3D printer, and then we would use 5 crew tools basically until we get the core to diamond, and then we would put one of the crew tools out because we only need 4 at that time. So right now 3 more crew tools would be nice, obviously. Later we only need 2 more, or we need to get the core down another 2 seconds somehow. So when you get the core down to like another 2 seconds and then upgrade it, it would be 1 second as well. Another fight against a player which is kinda easy, and we go on. I'm thinking about chocolates or Coolio, but right now we don't have a slow item, we don't have a haste item, so I don't see Coolio as really useful, and so we go again with the golden chocolates. And here you see we have the Dino Waver, but it's still at 6 seconds. If we would get a little bit more tools, we could get it down to 3 seconds. So I check it out, and yes, with the next tool I get it down to 3 seconds, and I rather want this than the Fang, because it is a dino, and so because it's a dino it also shields us as long as we play tanky Enki. So you see, it's basically doubling our survival right now for a little bit less activation on the left side. The burn is still, I think, is this way even better, because it's so much burn right now. And we don't play it for the burn anyways, we want a fast activation. But without any slow or haste, the Firefly just is slow as well. So right now, you see the core goes a little bit crazier as before, and as gold it buffs the item a lot, so we have no problem killing this monster. Also it's a fire monster, and we have a lot of shield right now, so this way it's no problem with that. So we get fiery. We buff our fire item a little bit further, but that's not useful in the end. We are hoping to get an upgrade for the core here, and we didn't get the upgrade for the core. I don't really want to use Crescendo because it lowers our crit chance a lot, and we don't spam that fast right now. So I go with the 5 item damage boost, thinking when we get the core, the 3D printer next to the core later, and maybe get the core shield enchanted, and we get a bunker, yes I know, a lot of ends, then we only have 5 items and it would trigger. It's really a lot of ifs, but all the other skills were really bad. Like, yeah, you could go Crescendo and hope when you get the core to 1 second it triggers so much that Crescendo will go off and give you a positive crit chance. But right now we have kinda good crit chance with the tools and the weapon crit chance. So right now it would be such a nerf to us to get this skill. Okay, here I'm thinking about the scrap tools on the tanky Enki or on the tool, but I'm very short on don't playing the tanky Enki anymore. So I put it on the crew tool, thinking I don't want to play tanky Enki for much longer. The idea is maybe 1 or 2 more days, and then we get better items on the left side. And hopefully we get an enchantment for the core that gives us either double the damage with obsidian, or a shield or heal that can keep us alive, so we don't need tanky Enki anymore. Okay, this opponent has a nice build, but he doesn't have enough crit, so his carpet doesn't go fast enough, and with this little of crit chance is just not fast enough. So we are again between chocolate at 1 XP. Or we go for items, because I really don't want to play Tanky Enki anymore. So we failed to get anything, so I would rather have gotten the XP. The reason I didn't get the chocolate at this point is I want to keep 24 gold for the 3D printer. So when I go for the gold now, the golden chocolates, and then there's a 3D printer and I can't buy it anymore, I would be really sad. Okay, so we got an enchanted memory card here, but it's not really worth it that it's enchanted. We just use it to get the damage of the core a little bit higher against easy opponents. There is right now a bug that when you have an item obsidian enchanted and it's not a weapon anyway, so it's a non-weapon that gets a weapon, it keeps all temporary tags. So that way we could make it a vehicle with the boosters, and then the skills we would get from this monster would be triggered really easy. But that bug should be fixed very soon. So we did get not any survival things for our core, but we got obsidian, and double the damage is double the damage. So I take it for the core, and we're thinking about what we want to do right now. Yeah, it's either we upgrade the Tanky Enki for a little bit more shield, or we upgrade the crew tools. No, not the crew tools, the memory card for more damage, or the Uzi for more ammunition. Because we got no items at all, I use Tanky Enki because it's a second less, so we get more shielding, more damage, and because we got obsidian on the core, we got a lot of damage that way, so all we need right now is survival anyway. So by getting the Tanky Enki a second faster, we have maybe this survival. This opponent is crazy with his fiery enchanted yo-yo and the drums. It's so much damage, and we have a lot of damage as well, so it's really close, and we got it. Yeah, the shield from Tanky Enki got us over the line. I think we are lucky that the opponent's board is a little bit clunky. Like, I don't understand the Atlas down. If he has better item there, we would be in really problem, and if we would have a snowmobile, we would have been dead. So here we go, obviously for the large items over the chocolates, because our goal is to get a 3D printer. So the hope is here for a 3D printer, which would make our build like crazy. We would lose all the defense from Tanky Enki, but the core would be go to 1 second, and that's always worth it. So our skills we have right now are really shit, otherwise I would went for the skill upgrade guy. And so I went for the medium large guy, hoping maybe a 3D printer, but again, no 3D printer for us, so we might have wanted to upgrade one of our skills, but as I said, none of the skill is good enough to even worth the money upgrading it. Like, what of the skills do we want to upgrade anyway? We play against the monster with a big ego skill here. Big ego gives all your weapons a lifelink. Or life leech, it's the name in this game, I think. If we would gotten the skill, we can also get rid of Tanky Enki, because we have so crazy amount of life getting from the core then. There we got the upgrade for the core as a skill, and normally you get at like level 12 or 13, you get an option to upgrade an item, and you always have to use it for your core. So if you get your core to diamond before, you can either upgrade another item to diamond, or you can get another good skill. Right now I'm thinking about maybe upgrading a crew tool. I really need to get rid of the Tanky Enki right now. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't find a 3D printer. I don't found a grenade on the left side to use with my Firefly. I'm really a little bit lost right now. So these merchants are all not really useful. I look in the friend guy, but Silver Beetle that freezes is a trap in my mind. You need it at gold at least, so we skip that. And right now we are a little bit weak. So we have a boost of a diamond core, which is crazy, but it doesn't go off that fast because we have very few items on the left side, because we need Tanky Enki on the right side for the shield. But then we also have the crew tools that lowers the time of the core. So it's really hard for me to gather how strong we are right now. But it seems the diamond core does a lot of damage, and with a 3-second cooldown right now, because of the 2 crew tools, the enemy stands no chance. But as I said, we ran out of the really good builds, so yeah, I don't think that enemy was too hard to beat anyway. So we are looking for maybe a metronome here, and we got a crew tool upgrade, which is really nice, and we get the metronome. As I said, metronome together with Firefly can go crazy next to the core, but then we would need a lot of items on the left side. Maybe we could get the... Oh my god, we got the scrap metal here, and scrap metal is fantastic. Right now the scrap metal would do nothing for us, because it's golden, it just upgrades your core, and our core is on the max upgrade already. But if you get the scrap to metal to diamond, it lowers the core by 1 second. So right now we would get our core to 2 seconds when we upgrade the scrap metal. So then we only would need like another scrap crew tool or another scrap metal, and our core would be at 1 second without a 3D printer. But that's like, that's fantasy land, and right now we are very, very far away from either of them. So we still, it's day 10 and we still run Tanky Enki, which feels really bad. And then we get a random upgrade, so we can upgrade an item. So we upgrade the crew tool, not the crew tool, the scrap metal. And by selling the scrap metal now, yep, our core goes down to 1.9 seconds. So the next day, the next hour, we will get another upgrade. So I still don't know what item I will upgrade. I don't need any medium items, but right now I'm like, maybe something, I don't know. And then we get another diamond scrap metal. We sell it and our core is at 1 second without 3D printer. This is absolute fantasy build right now, and the core will go like crazy this way, because with a 3D printer you still need the 3 or 4 seconds to go to the point where the core is at 1 second, and we now start at 1 second. We upgrade the metronome to gold instead of upgrading anything to diamond here, because a gold metronome can go infinite with anything on the left side. And we use the Firefly on the left side, so this way the Firefly will trigger, like every time the core will trigger basically on internal cooldown way faster than 1 second, so the Firefly will get charged crazy here. It's still, I'm thinking about, do I need the crew to the Tanky Enki on the right side right now, because the damage we do is so fast and we do so much that the Tanky Enki right now doesn't do much for us anymore. We either kill the enemy before the Tanky Enki even goes off, or we have a problem. So, I would really like some non-weapons that would be really fast on the left side to fastly trigger the core. Yeah, you could say it's not worth to haste the core, because the core is already at 1 second. But when the opponent has bonk, or when the opponent slows our core, it's still going down. So it's basically an anti-slow mechanic. The core will stay at 1 second, no matter what happens. And now we got a lot of the faster items for the left side. We can get the fiery bullets in, and next to the haste beetle, which is boosted every time you burn, we have the crazy triggering Firefly on the right side and the fire bullets on the left side that will trigger every time it's used itself. and we also get an upgrade for the Uzi, so that's 2 more ammunition. Right now I'm thinking about, do I want a coolant? Coolant is a crazy item, and I think I should have used it instead of the slow beetle here. Hindsight 2020, but that's not what's happening right now. So here we could get the damage skills or the cooldown skills. The cooldown skills would be crazy because we only have 1 medium item, but the medium item is already at 1 second. So we get a 25% reduction on the core, but the core is already at 1 speed. So why is it still useful, you ask? Well, if the enemy bonks us, or the enemy uses a library, the core will still be much faster than 2 or 3 seconds. Because we have it way lower than 1 second, it will basically go up to 1 second. Okay, we go with the glass cannon skill, so we double our damage and the damage of the opponent, but we have an obsidian core which already doubles the damage, so it basically quadruples the damage, and we go up like crazy. So our idea is we kill the opponent in 3 seconds, so it doesn't matter if his 20,000 damage skill does 40,000 damage now, because it will never trigger at all. And here we go for burn, giving us a little bit more crit chance, because we're burning quite a lot with the build we have right now, and the Firefly, and let's see how fast we are now. The opponent has a fort which slows us for like 2 seconds, so we would go to 3 seconds, but because we have hyper focus, we only go to 2.2 seconds. So this is basically what gives us an easy win here, because if the items of the opponent trigger and they were really close to triggering, we are dead. Like the shield and the silk is on the same timeline, and the silk will go up first, and then he will do all of our life in 1 shot. So in the end, the 25% cooldown reduction is huge here, and we are already at 9 wins. So we go for more life temporary, hoping that this might be the last fight. This would be a really nice skill to get, not Void Energy, but the other skill, the Void Rage. Every time we burn, we haste an item. We burn a lot, so if we could get it, it would be crazy, and we get it. So every time we burn now, every time we use the Firefly, or we use the Speed Beetle next to it, or we use the Spider, the slow item, every single time some other item or itself will get hasted. So we hope the haste doesn't get on the core and doesn't get on the Firefly, so it gets probably the best thing is the crew tools or the Uzi on the left side. So we basically have the absolute nuts build right now, lower than 1 second, but up to 1 second because it's a minimum core. We don't have a 3D printer, so our core is 1 second from the start of the round, and it's just like killing flies right now. This is, I think, the strongest build I had with Duty in a very long time. This opponent, obviously, he has a crazy build. It has a diamond yo-yo, it has a diamond 49-hour fitness, but that it really doesn't matter. He also had the item that triggers automatically next to it. Yeah, it's a crazy build that the opponent has, but our damage is so fast because we didn't need to get the loading of the core to 1 second with the 3D printer, but have it from the start. It's crazy. So that was it for this. I thank you for watching. Your Drake.